This video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Showing you how I made the bodysuit for my Magical Girl Diva cosplay. I used a commercial pattern to create this bodysuit, and that pattern was McCall's swimsuit pattern number M6759. I cut that out onto my fabric of choice and then made alterations to that. For example, the top half of her chest part of the bathing suit or bodysuit is white and frilly, and you'll see how I do that in a little bit. But right here, for a good example of this, is this bathing suit pattern has an open back and like this weird strap part to it, and hers isn't like that as far as I can tell, because there's no real back without the coat. I don't want it like that, so instead I pieced together the two back pieces of this pattern and then cut straight across the back so it would have a straight back, and then around this, and that was how I altered the back piece. So yeah, I did make alterations to this, but nothing too major. Once everything was cut out, I sewed it all together, following how the pieces are supposed to be put together according to the instructions on the pattern. And then I rolled over all the raw edges so that it would have a nice clean hem. I used a zigzag stitch for this entire thing.
Day has passed like a hurricane to my heart, till it far away.
So I took a strapless bra, pinned the bathing suit on top of that, cut off the excess around the bra so that the bathing suit would go under the bra, like kind of cup it, and then I took a very long and wide piece of white fabric and pinned that along the bra part. So I clipped it to the bodysuit and then pinned that to the bra, ruffling it as I went along so that everything would be nice and ruffly, but it would also still fit the shape that it has to fill in there, since I did just cut a giant hole where the bra or chest is in this bathing suit. I needed to then have this white piece replace that. Once I had that white section of fabric gathered in a way that would fit that section that I just cut out, I made sure everything was secure before picking it up and sewing it down in the exact way that I had it pinned. And I used my serger to sew this down. Once the ruffles were sewn in place, I sewed along the top and the bottom of the ruffles, by the way. So once those were sewn into place, I pinned the bottom side of that white piece to that top cutout section of the bathing suit, and then sewed that together. So now it's one full bathing suit again.
See the lights on the other side. I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there.
I then took another very long rectangular piece of that white fabric, gathered it, and pinned it along the very top of the bathing suit, along the white part that we had just sewn on there, and sewed that down. And then I also added a top stitch just to make sure that it wasn't going to just flop over and show the seam, and instead it would actually kind of stay up a little bit, because this is this kind of like spiky ruffle that she has going on. Once that's sewn down, I actually cut the shape into this piece, and I just freehand cut this. There's no real way I patterned it. I just went along and cut in these pointed, rounded, kind of like round spike or leaf shape pieces into this entire ruffled part. And yeah, it did make it a little bit more tricky now that it was already gathered and stuff to cut the shapes in neatly, but I got there eventually.
I'm going to get there and hope we will.
I made small loops out of ribbon and sewed those onto the front and back of the bodysuit, and this is the spot where straps will attach. Lastly, I attached these foam hearts to the bodysuit, or this foam heart to the bodysuit. There's only one. I attached it using contact cement, then added some super glue that I pressed down through the fabric to make sure that it was really adhering to the foam underneath by flipping the costume over and applying super glue to that side, just to make sure that it was extra secure. I have a video on how I made these hearts, but that's like a different video. It's not in this video. And that's pretty much it. That's how I did the bodysuit or bathing suit part of Magical Girl Diva's costume. Hopefully this is helpful. Oh yeah, also cut out the center once it's glued into place. Almost forgot that part. Now that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a lovely day. Bye.